Welcome to the video on mail policies. ConnectXF simplifies the task of defining mail policies. By defining mail policies, you can control the flow to ensure security from internal and external threats of spam, virus, information theft, overuse, and so on. You can define mail policies for individual users, groups, and costs as well. Defining mail policies is a simple procedure. First, set default action for sender and recipient policies, which can be either allow or block. Sender policies are applied when the user is sending mail, and recipient policies are applied when the user is receiving mail. Now, add exceptions to these sender and recipient policies. These exceptions have an associated action and conditions for exceptions. Action to be taken in exception will be opposite to the default action. If the default action for sender or recipient policy is allow, then action to be taken in exception will be block, and vice versa. The conditions for the exceptions are defined using the following parameters: sender for recipient policies and recipient for sender policies, mail size, attachment count, subject text, body text, attachment type. For example, here acomcorp.co.in is a domain with developer costs in it. The default action for sender policies for all users in developer costs is block. It means by default these users are blocked to send mails to all the domains. The default action for recipient policies for all users in this cost is allow. It means by default these users are allowed to receive mails from any domain. Now you can add exception to sender policies to allow these users to send mails only to a local domain and restrict to send mails to outside domain. Also, you can add exception to recipient policies to block these users to receive mails, for example, from yahoo.com. Let us see the steps for defining mail policy. We will see this by configuring a policy which restricts all users in developer costs from sending mails to outside domains. Login to be a web mail client using an account having an enterprise admin or domain superadmin role and is allowed to work on the domain. For example, john.smith@acomcorp.co.in. On the Bayer interface, click the link Application Manager. Now, on this domain administration interface, select the entity view. Click the plus sign next to the enterprise link. Click the plus sign next to the domains link. A list of all the domains displays. Click the acomcorp.co.in domain that displays users, groups, and cost links. Click the cost link. Select developer costs that displays all the properties of developer costs in the right pane of the screen. On the right pane, select the Secure SMTP tab. First, let us set the default action for sender and recipient policies. Double-click the property value for a default mail policy when user is a sender. Select block from the list box and then click the Save button to apply changes. Double-click the property value for a default mail policy when user is a recipient. Select Allow from the list box and then click the Save button to apply changes. This defines the default action for all users in developer costs. in which all users are blocked to send mails and allowed to receive mails. Now, add exception to the sender policy. Allow the users to send mail if the domain is akencorp.co.in. Double-click the property value for mail policies when user is a sender. That displays the list of policies in tabular form. Click the Add button to add new sender policy to the list. Double-click the policy description box and enter Allow mail only to local domain. Double-click the Enable policy field and select Enabled from list to enable the policy. Double-click the Take this action field and select Allow from list. Double-click the When recipient ID field and select Is in domain. Double-click the ID value and enter akencorp.co.in. Click the Save button to save the policy. Now, all the users under developer costs are blocked to send email to outside domain except akencorp.co.in domain. In this way, you can set default action for sender and recipient policies and add exceptions to define policies as per your requirement. Thank you for watching this video.